I'd like to make a special mention of my mother. Many years ago when I graduated, she actually sat me down and said, look, I can see that you're obsessed with music, and I think I'd like to give you a year off from your general, you graduate, you do your post-graduation, take a year off, decide whether you want to do music full-time or not. And if you do, then you need to make a commitment to it. I think that decision and that offer was so special, coming as it did so many decades ago. I think that was really a special moment for me. Actually started my formal training in vocal music fairly late. So it was, I was already doing my graduation. I was about 17 when I started taking formal lessons, although I had off and on taken some lessons in vocal music, but the real rigorous talim started quite late. Not possible for me to name one. There is such immense, and this is not a diplomatic statement, Really speaking, I mean, you just have to have a pair of ears and some grey matter between that to know that, there is immense beauty in all of these gharanas. And that the more you listen to them, even if you may not be influenced by a gharana, my listening is constant to all gharanas. And certainly, yes, there may be some that that become iconic representations for you, but really speaking, it's impossible to say that this is a favorite. Somewhere around 1995, when a gentleman called Jawahar Vatal, who had produced several very well-known albums with big indie pop stars like Daler Mehndi and Baba Sehgal, and he asked me to record an album of songs for him, and he said, they will be rag based, but we are going to use different orchestration, and that was Ali More Angna. It just happened that once it was launched, a lot of people loved it and several hated it, but it was talked about. And 3 years later, Shantanu Moitra also made me the same offer, and that's how Ab Ke Saavn came to be. And again, several people loved it and many hated it, so it's been that way. Look, criticism is possible even with my classical work. I mean, not everybody will like what I do in classical music. So why be scared of criticism? Malicious criticism can be hurtful at times, but I feel there should be more than criticism, critiquing. And so I don't think that was the issue, but yes, it's a different orientation musically. It's a different way of presentation which I was not used to. It's always nice to be appreciated, but there was not really any fear of criticism, just a sense of not knowing that idiom very well. But I think it's important for every artist to re-examine their voices and restructure, reinvent their singing style, for it not to make the demands that can only be fulfilled by a youthful voice. And I think once that is done, all the experience and all the wisdom and all the ease with which that it speaks through the music. The many years that you've put in speaks through the music. And for some people as wise as great musicians are, camouflaging those things would be so easy. My only request to them would be to please spare some time to listen to Indian music in all its diversity, which fortunately Saavn is presenting. And it would be wonderful if they especially gave their support to younger musicians who are working with traditional music, because sometimes I think they tend to feel a bit left out, and the support from music lovers will make all the difference. To our lives, of course, it does make a difference, but to younger people also, who are perhaps not, who have not been recognized to their full potential yet, I'd really say let's make great listeners for them. बाबुल जिया मोरा घबराए बिन बोले रहा ना जाए बाबुल, जिया मोरा घबराए.